am the commander of this house. I decide what I do. Be quiet, cook, shh. I guarantee you don't walk around your house with a sword. So I walk around my house with a sword. And I make threats, like old school threats, like one of the musketeers. I will run you through. Or I challenge men to duels. And they're like, oh, we can't duel, I don't have a sword. You're a full-grown man, you ain't got a sword. So I'll walk around with a sword, because I'm unconventional. I do not comply. The world at large has told you, watch Netflix, eat the bugs, watch Disney, don't have a sword. Don't walk around with a sword. That's what they want you to do. Don't you understand? This is an act of rebellion. Like all of my life is an act of rebellion. I'm that guy who does whatever he wants. And right now, I want a cigar. Am I allowed to smoke on YouTube? Sorry. Did I just ask YouTube for fucking permission to smoke in my own house? I do what I want. Here's a funny story. After I got past 100K subs, I applied to get my plaque and they said no. YouTube said I'm not allowed one. Why? Too sexy? Too funny? Too cool? Who knows? So I'm just go through my pockets. It's hard to find my cigars amongst all the money. It's probably making a bit of noise on the microphone, but I do what I want. If you're unhappy with it, if you're unhappy with waiting for me to light a cigar, then leave the channel. I don't give a fuck about you. You're a peasant, you're a peon, you're a brokey. I do as I please. And as a man who does whatever he pleases, I've analyzed the entire earth, all of it, and realized all of the world's problems. I've worked it out, I've deciphered. I'm about to tell you the root cause of every single problem in the world. So buckle the fuck up, because just like every other Tate speech, you're gonna be sitting there going, no way. And then by the end of it, you go, you know what? He might be right. And I'm always right. So, the root cause of all of the world's problems is basically that there's not enough men who walk around their houses with swords. There's not enough men like me who do whatever they want. Because we live in a time where the powers that be manipulate females through their emotionality to control weak men and control society. I want to say something here, and I hope this video doesn't get taken down for sexism, because I have a lot of love for females. Females are extremely important. They procreate, they create life. Females are beautiful, and they're kind-hearted. And I have nothing against women as a whole. In fact, I have a bunch of women. So I like women. But females are barely sentient. Even the good ones. In fact, especially the good ones. You're a good female. Grow up, you listen to your father, till you're about a teenager. Then once you're a teenager, you start watching the Disney Channel and Netflix. Then you listen to society. Start to break the rules, be a bit of a rebel. Now you listen to society. Then you meet a man. Now that's one of two men. He's either a strong-framed man or a weak-framed man. If he's a weak-framed man, you keep society's ideas. If he's a strong-framed man, you now adopt all the ideas of your man. Because any girl who's with a real G, they agree with his political stance. They agree with his music choice. As soon as they're with a man they love what he loves, right? Then they have children. What do they do with the children? They sit around and talk gobbledygook. Do, 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 do. And then they die. And the point is, when I say barely sentient, is that the female's entire life process from head to toe, she never really thinks for herself. Like the reason I became so successful, the reason I'm so fantastic, is because of my perspicacity. I pay attention. I sit there and I analyze and I come to my own conclusions. I don't believe the conclusion of the news. And I'm also not automatically anti what the news says. I analyze the chessboard and I decide which move is best. I'm perspicacious. Females don't do that. Females grow up, listening to their parents, then they get in some friendship group where they start watching TV and they believe what society tells them to believe. And they either keep those beliefs or they throw them away when they meet a man they like. Then they talk gobbledygook, doop, 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 and then they die. Females don't have independent thought. They don't come up with anything. They're just empty vessels, waiting for someone else to install the programming. Ching! And then they become conservative, liberal, feminist, whatever, right? So the problem we're facing in the world today is very simple. Because not enough men walk around with swords in their mansions, wearing diamond watches, we have a whole bunch of weak-framed men. And society as a whole, the mass media, and the propaganda machine uses emotional triggers to control females. Doesn't matter what it is. Be afraid, wear your mask, be afraid. Okay. Emotion, they use emotion because females are susceptible to emotion. And then what happens is, instead of their man correcting them, because their man doesn't carry a sword, he agrees with them, hoping to get a little bit of pussy. So the chick, she watches the news. Like you're a man, right? You're a man. You're out there, you're going to work, blah, blah, blah. They announce on the news there's this new deadly contagion. You don't give a shit. You're going to work. You got work to do. You don't care. Your chick's at home, she's watching CNN. Oh my God, a new disease, da da da. When you come home, and she talks about this disease, what you should do, let me give you an example. What happens to me? I come home. My 4 wives are sitting there. They've seen on the news there's a new deadly contagion. Andrew, you need to wear a to get a new deadly contagion. I pick up my sword. I am the commander of this house. I decide if there's a contagion. I decide what I do. Be quiet. Cook. Shh. But what most men do, praying to get a little sniff of puss, is they sit there and go, really, baby? Oh, what did you, oh, really, baby? Did you watch the news today? What did you find out, baby? Really, there's contagion? Can we have sex this week? No, not this week, okay. Next week? Maybe, okay, maybe next week? Okay, not next week. Okay, yeah, carry on, yeah. Contagion, yeah. Yeah, yeah, I agree. Will we ever have sex again? No? Okay, yeah. Okay, I'll wear them. You're right. We should err on the side of caution. Because all these men don't carry swords around. Then the men adopt the thinking of the female. And the female has been emotionally manipulated because females are barely sentient. And that's how you get all of the problems in the world today. Name an issue, name a problem. All mass manipulation. There's not a problem you can find that doesn't start with an emotional manipulation ploy aimed at females and weak-framed men desperate to sniff a bit of puss complying. I guarantee you, and when I say guarantee, please understand, I'm giving you my word as a gentleman. I carry a sword. My word as a gentleman is worth dueling over. It means something. If every man in the world walked around his house with a sword, just intrinsically you'd be less likely to listen. You got your sword, your wife starts talking, you're like, shut up. She's got a sword. I'm not saying you have to hurt them, but it's just something about the sword makes you less likely to just listen to shit. If every man on earth walked around with a sword, then when the females who have been emotionally manipulated try and manipulate the men won't listen. That'll make the female have more respect for the man. The frame will change. The female's mind will start to naturally align with the worldview of the male. And most of the issues of the world, when it comes to liberalism or any of this crazy shit, you can name anything, would basically go away. We can fix this. It can all be fixed. You just need to carry a sword around your house. That's all you gotta do. And then all the emotional ploys, it won't work. You're a full-grown man, you're sitting there, you're watching the news. They're saying something, whatever they're saying. It's good that you don't eat meat, climate change, and you're sitting there with a sword. So I do. Climate change, don't eat meat. Fuck off. Tell me what to do. I eat what I fucking want, I got a sword. You ain't telling me what to do. You sit there without a sword. This is you. No cigar, no sword, nothing. Is that you? That the life you live? That's who you want to be as a man? Please understand that the propaganda machine uses emotional manipulation because females are susceptible to it. And they've then weakened males on purpose. They've weakened you so that when the female gives her opinions, which are not original, they're not well thought through, they're not perspicaciously derived. No, they were told to her by a manipulative machine, which is interested in creating slaves. And when she repeats those opinions to you, you sit there and go, yeah, okay. Well, you know, you said we would have sex last month. Your miserable life is to walk around your house with a sword.